and we're going to look at chapter 9. We'll start chapter 9. Just so we remember, we've already been through these 7 seals. Well, we're on the 7th seal, because the 7th seal has the 7 trumpets and the 7 bowls in it. We are on the 5th trumpet right now. We've been through 4. And these last 3 trumpets, the 5th, 6th, and the 7th, are more severe than the first 4. They're called woes. 3 woes. So verse 1 of chapter 9. The 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven to the earth. The star is not a real star because it says to him was given. It's a him. Star is a person. I read a lot of commentaries. If you're like me, you probably will see that a lot of commentaries say that this star is Satan because angels are called stars in the Bible at times. I do believe this is an angel. I don't believe it's Satan. I believe this is a demon, but a lesser demon. Of course, demons fell from heaven to the earth, of course. And I don't believe a man would be able to do the things described. We'll get to it later. So I believe this is just a lesser demon. But anyway, John sees this demon fall from heaven to the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. What is the bottomless pit? The bottomless is just an adjective. It means just that in Greek, very deep, without a bottom. Pit is in the Greek, it's the word for a well, like you dig a well. So you think of a well, it has a bottom. It's just a shaft in the ground. It's an opening at the top, leads down to water. But bottomless means abyss. So it's a deepness can't be measured. But an abyss is similar to what hell is. I believe this is hell, even though it's given a different name, bottomless pit. This star is given the key to the pit, which is the shaft which leads to the abyss. So he opens a shaft which leads down to the abyss. He opens the shaft which leads down to hell. But if you think of a well, that's like the shaft. He opens the shaft that leads down to hell. He's not opening it to go into it. He's opening it to let out. He's letting things out of it. Verse 2, he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. This is a very thick smoke, a black smoke. You can tell a lot about smoke. I'm not this smart, I've been reading. You can tell a lot about smoke by certain descriptions. Because it says the sun and the air were darkened, it tells you how thick the smoke is, or the color of it. This means that it's the darker the color of a smoke means the greater the fire that the smoke is coming from, the greater the heat. This has to be a very thick black smoke, which probably takes away any visibility when it says the sun and the air were darkened. This is just a temporary darkening, though, as we'll see later. So that also tells us that since there is smoke coming out of the pit that he opened, there has to be fire out of inside the pit, which is why I also believe that this is hell. And this, because of the smoke, this is a very great temperature, and so much smoke that it blocked out the sun and the air. A whole lot of fire, very great temperature. Verse 3, there came out of the smoke locusts. I said this is a temporary darkening. I believe that these locusts came up with the smoke, but they weren't visible. Once the smoke cleared, further away smoke gets from the fire, it'll clear. Once it clears, these locusts are visible. There came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. Now let's give these locusts a description. One, they are used by God. They are used by God. Verse 3, it says, to them was given power. Verse 4 says, it was commanded them. Verse 5 says, to them it was given. They are given certain abilities, specifically to carry out the judgment of God, let out on purpose. Obviously, because in verse 1, the star was given the key. Didn't have the keys, given the key. Jesus in chapter 1 is said to have the keys of hell and death. Obviously, the star was given the key. So they're let out on purpose to carry out the judgment of God, given certain abilities. They have power as scorpions do. Verse 3, to them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. As regular scorpions, because it says scorpions of the earth. Verse 5, it was given that they should not kill them, but kill them, meaning men, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he strikes a man. That word torment in the Greek means torture. So these locusts are given abilities as natural scorpions would have ability when it says in verse 5, when he strikes a man. Obviously, when he stings a man. Some of the symptoms of a scorpion sting are numbness, tingling, swelling, muscle twitching, unusual head, neck, and eye movements, drooling, sweating, vomiting, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, accelerated heart rate, restlessness, erratic eye movement, blurry vision. So these locusts are able to do this to men for 5 months. And they are limited. They are limited. Verse 4, it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree. They are limited in their, of course, that these are not actual locusts. Obviously, locusts don't come from hell. Couldn't survive the heat. These are demons. Why are they described as locusts? I'm not sure. I think because of maybe their number. We all know locusts are known for their swarms. Maybe their number, the number of them that come out of the pit is so many of them, they're like a locust swarm. But demons obviously aren't as small as locusts. They don't do what locusts do. Locusts don't attack humans. So these are obviously not locusts. Locusts only attack grass. Because it says they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree. So they're obviously not natural locusts. But they should only hurt those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. We remember in chapter 7 that 144,000 men were sealed with the Father's name written on their foreheads. So everybody but them will be hurt at that time. Everybody but those 144,000 Jews will be having these symptoms as scorpion stings. They are limited that way. Verse 5, they are also limited in that they should not kill. They can torture these men, these women, but they cannot kill them. And this goes on for 5 months. Verse 6, And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. In those 5 months, men shall wish to die, suicide, but they won't be able to. Death won't be a thing in those days. They'll have all these tortures. They'll wish to die. Obviously, it'll be an escape from the pain and the torture. But there is no escape from the torture in those days. They will have to endure those whole 5 months. I think that those locusts are demons. Some people might think to themselves, if you know a lot of scripture, that in Jude and in 2 Peter chapter 2, there's a similar verse that talks about God did not spare the angels that sinned, and he cast them into hell. And he reserved them in everlasting chains, reserved until judgment. I always took that verse to mean that he put them in chains until judgment day. I always took that verse to mean that. It could mean that. It could mean this type of judgment. He reserved them until he was ready to use them for this type of judgment. So this could be those angels that he put in chains and then let them out at this time. And obviously we wonder what the locusts will look like. Their description comes in verse 7, but you'll have to wait till next time.
Amen.
Amen.